Charcoal.
Coal burned more efficiently than charcoal.
Acclaim.
Matisse was acclaimed as the greatest living painter.
Artificially.
It is also easy to make artificially. It is therefore cheap.
Elbow.
I may have broken her nose with my elbow.
Abstract.
Any kind of abstract concept was hard for me.
Displacement.
Rich nations also saw displacement as a result of natural disasters.
Unguarded.
My 3 doors left unguarded.
Enforcement.
My country takes enforcement of its laws very seriously.
Molecule.
2 molecules can join and become one.
Garrison.
In 1282, the Welsh launched a surprise attack on an English garrison.
Drip.
Water ran from his mouth and dripped down through his beard.
Steadfast.
We remain steadfast in our friendship with the Bangladeshi people.
Charger.
You might have seen this type of charger on some of your newer devices.
Overwhelmingly.
Poor countries are overwhelmingly located in the tropical regions.
Decrepit.
She laughed. Oh, Ashley, I'm getting old and decrepit.
Miraculous.
You've made a miraculous recovery.
Fallow.
About our people living like pigs and good rich land laying fallow.
Tane. Curable.
Dr. Khan says this type of cancer is very curable.
Dramatist.
He was the greatest comic dramatist of the age. Oppress.
The more they oppress us, the harder we fight.
Soothsayer.
How could soothsayers resist?
Shamefacedly.
He smiled rather shamefacedly.
Uninformed.
For a modern woman, you are very uninformed.
Regain.
Days and weeks passed. I had regained my normal state of health.
Avail.
My dear young lady, a show of temper will avail you nothing.
Architecture.
I won't study architecture. I'm bad at drawing.
Ascetic.
I mean, they're both religious. They were both ascetic men.
Conciliate.
It is useless to attempt to conciliate you.
Commitment.
I made a commitment to our marriage, and I intend to honor it.
Swiftness. He moved with surprising swiftness for a man of his age. Redouble.
He redoubled his efforts and swam as hard as he could toward the white rock.
Comprehend.
I begin to comprehend why the Queen fears you so much.
Gigantic.
Close to his body was a gigantic paw print.
Obedient. He's less obedient than Evan, so we get to be tougher. Caterpillar.
Do butterflies remember what it was like to be a caterpillar?
Pungent.
Prego's nose began to pick up unpleasant scents. Pungent smells were all around.
Enchant.
Do you know I've never been so enchanted by a woman in all my life?
Hump.
He's got a hump of clay, and he can make several balls out of one hump.
Electron.
An electric current is just a flow of electrons.
Heretic.
Professor Coram is writing a book about early Christian heretics.
Comparable.
Their strength was probably very comparable.
Blast.
2 people killed in the blast. Half dozen more injured.
Keepsake.
The scar? It's sort of a keepsake of my brother.
Notification.
But today you can get notifications from any app on your phone.
Qualm.
Do you have any ethical qualms regarding human experimentation?
Villa.
It's a villa, Dom. A holiday home.
Interment.
I have approximately 2 weeks to live. My friends and I are practicing my interment rite.
Reactionary.
I was being unfair. You're not a reactionary, you're a progressive.
Fidelity.
I have never doubted your friendship or fidelity.
Propellant.
The cost of the propellant is about 0.3% of the cost of the rocket.
Decree.
I hear that Rome will issue a decree telling the king to part from me.
Sparingly.
Use it sparingly. Might be the last food you and your family get for some time.
Totalitarian.
The state is governed by a totalitarian party led by a figure known as Big Brother.
Suffragist.
On the day of the parade, suffragists assembled to create a powerful exhibition.
Lichen.
The poet William Blake likened kids in school to birds in cages.
Wary.
Perhaps she's wary of well-meaning strangers.
Obedience.
She lacks obedience. Can't follow orders.
Stubborn.
I'm sorry I was so stubborn. Aggrandize.
At the dinner table, my father would go on, showing off, aggrandizing himself.
Preachy.
We're not being preachy.
Tap.
Why don't we turn off the tap?
Tow.
The police towed his car.
Meddler.
Meddler!
Pugnacious.
But rockhoppers are pugnacious birds.
Routine.
It's important to build regular exercise into your daily routine.
Assemblage.
A quaint assemblage they appeared, all with plain locks combed from their faces, not a curl visible.
Obstetrician.
I'm your roommate's brother's ex-wife's obstetrician.
Metabolic.
In cold environments like these, heartbeats and metabolic rates slow down.
Swelter.
Their reopening now is especially welcome as the country swelters in a heat wave.
Antidepressant.
And Mrs. Maynard was on this antidepressant.
Yes, for the past year.
Strident.
You may find the songs of insects strident or monotonous.
Prowess.
Well, you're not exactly known for your cooking prowess.
Jug.
Finally, a little woman went by carrying 2 water jugs.
Ravenous.
I'm not ravenous, but I wouldn't mind a piece of toast.
Muggy.
It's kind of a muggy day today.
Declare.
At 5 p.m., France declares war on Germany.
Crumble.
You want it to crumble and melt in your mouth.
Fashionable.
Well, I wanted to look fashionable and cool.
Alliteration.
Thomas Tucker, I like it. Good alliteration.
Exterior.
This is the building's exterior. You see those marks?
Copepod.
Which in turn is consumed by zooplankton, copepods or krill.
Construction.
Let's keep construction workers rebuilding our roads and bridges.
Submissiveness.
And he's also got his head bowed slightly forward, which is very important for displaying submissiveness.
Bioluminescence.
There was, in fact, a corresponding area of bioluminescence that was enormous.
Watershed.
It's a watershed on the timeline.
Palatable.
Britain's home brewers are raising a more palatable glass.
Intimacy.
You two have come here to try to restore intimacy to your marriage.
Approval.
His approval meant so much to me.
Abrasive.
Those stones may have been used by Neanderthals as abrasive tools.
Sulfuric. Sulfuric acid eats away at limestone very aggressively.
Gratitude.
I do want to express my gratitude.
Sham.
Your marriage is a sham, everybody knows it.
Resonate.
He hopes his message will resonate beyond Somalia's borders.
Adroit.
Nor was Catherine's diplomacy any less adroit.
Beleaguer.
The team has been beleaguered by errors.
Cameo.
What show would you love to make a cameo in?
Dank.
And I'm tired that we keep hanging out in this dark, dank place.
Abruptly.
Snape stopped talking very abruptly.
Deform.
Removing it could deform my face or damage my health.